Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because we are trying out a new brand and I am in Germany. I just got here 2 weeks ago. I had ventured out because I needed to take care of some things and I picked up a couple things from a store called Douglas. So they have their own makeup brand. I picked up eyeshadow palette, bronzer, a couple different things to try out. We put those on, see what it's all about. I have some thoughts. They're not all my favorites, but we will dive in, discuss, and have a beautiful look. But you guys, before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications of new videos. If you like this video, make sure to hit a big thumbs up. But if you want to see how I got this look using some products I picked up from Douglas, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, it is the first makeup tutorial in my room in Germany. And the other day I went to get my eyebrows done. I found a Benefit brow bar and it's in a store called Douglas. So of course I had to buy some things. Now, Douglas is more of a Sephora style in the US, whereas across the street they had a store and it was very much like Ulta with drugstore and high-end. Douglas, however, is mostly high-end perfumes. You've got Dior, Givenchy. They even have their own brand, Douglas. So because I have a lot of the products that were already there from those big brands that I can get in the States, I wanted to try out their own brand and see what it's all about. Now there's quite a few things in here. So I do have the receipt. I spent 123 euros approximately. When you translate that to American dollars, it's probably closer to like $130. But when I look at the items that I got quite a bit. So there's 9 items in here. So I picked up one of their eyeshadow palettes. This is the Desert Nudes eyeshadow palette. This is a talc-free formulation. We have their matte bronzing powder for face and body. Mascara, I picked up the Smart Shine Lipstick Shine and Care, so we're gonna try that out. A highlighter, and then I have 2 eyeliners, one for the waterline and one for liquid liner. So I didn't get everything. There were some things that they just didn't have my shade in. There are other Douglas stores throughout the area, but I didn't have time to go to every single one of them to do like a full face. But I wanted to just get a try for it and see what I think. I know that I've used a couple things from Sephora brand. I haven't used Ulta brand in a while, but they're very comparable. So I wanted to see their equivalent, what it is, how it works, what the quality is, and just play around because they had quite a few large palettes. So this is, like I said, the Desert Nudes. I like the packaging on it. It's just all foiled gold. And then this actually gives me very similar nude. This actually gives me similar vibes of like a Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So there is a little brush in here, but then this is the shade range. It's got like a mossy green. Actually, it might be a gray because it's called Stone. There's a brown. There's like a grayish tone. There's quite a few shimmers. A lot of like tan neutrals, like on the more khaki shade range. So I'm interested to try this and see what they look like. Okay, so the swatches, the lighter tones definitely disappeared. So the shade White Dune, Desert Nude, Sand, and Sahara kind of disappeared on me. Granted, okay, White Dune is a white shade, so it kind of shows up, but all the tan shades just blend in. Now, the deeper tones like Scorpio, Rock, Stone, Lost, they stand out. They're deeper tones. They're things I can use to build, kind of smoke out the outer edge, have a little bit of fun with. The shade Dusty Pink and Burnt, those are really pretty. They're kind of like a crushed shimmer, as well as the shade Stay Golden. Very kind of like chunky shimmer. I don't mind that. Now, the other shades, Mirage, Thirsty, and Canyon, they're not like deep shimmers. They're more of like a suede shimmer, if that makes sense. So I'm interested to see what this looks like. Swatches don't tell the whole story. Sometimes just blending them out with a brush will definitely deepen them up and bring them out a little bit more. Maybe they just need to be built up and not just swatched on the arm. So I'm gonna see what they look like. I want to play around with this. The reason I picked this palette up specifically as my first palette to try from Douglas is because it's neutral. And so my work schedule right now, and we'll kind of talk through this while I take off the swatches. My work schedule right now, I work 6 days a week. I don't know if it's gonna change, probably not. The office that I work in, we work 7 days a week. I knew what I was getting into for the most part when I came out here, when I volunteered. I had been kind of warned by my predecessor, and he was like, hey, this is what we're doing. And I was like, cool, I got it. I have been able to go out and explore Germany. I've made a really good friend with my roommates. All right, while we're talking, I am gonna dip into a color. I'm gonna dip into the shade Sahara. This one I'm gonna pick up on my fluffy crease brush, put it into the crease in the outer V. It might be a little too light, but I at least want something to build and see how it looks, because it could be a shade that I could use for work. Oh, okay, so I don't know if it's definitely like picking up on camera the same way. So my setup is different. I don't have my big monitor that I usually have. I'm just using the little viewfinder right here. So you guys aren't gonna see me looking off to the left looking crazy, but I still wanted to be able to do tutorials for you guys. And like I said in my unpacking my makeup video, my living arrangements as quickly as I got here changed immediately within that weekend. And I was able to not have like a roommate in my room. I do have a roommate. We're separated by the bathroom, but she and I leave the door open except for when we need to use it. And we just kind of like walk between each other's rooms and hang out. And even on the weekends, like this weekend, we just went and got brunch. Well, by the time I got done with work, it was lunch. And then we went to Wine Fest for the second time because their Wine Fest was 2 weeks long. And it's much different than Wine Fest in the States. And it was such a great experience. Let me pick my next shade and we'll kind of talk about that. All right, so I do like that there is some depth here. I could definitely use that for work, but I want to deepen it up a smidge. I'm going to go into the shade Rock. Also going to pick it up on my fluffy crease brush. If it sounds like I'm talking fast, it's probably because I am. I have a meeting with someone in a little while, but I still wanted to pop on here and talk to you guys and play around with some makeup because I haven't done it in a while. I have been in Germany for 2 weeks. So when I first got here, I was just getting situated. I was just trying to figure everything out, meet people, figure out what I gotta do. That way my predecessor could go back to the States and take care of what he needed to do. But like I said, we went to Wine Fest. Now this is 2 weeks in a row that we've went. Their Wine Fest isn't quite like American Wine Fest. So what I'm used to in Norfolk, when they do Wine Fest, you pay like 70, 60, depending on where you're at, dollars for a ticket just to get in. That gets you access into the venue and a cup. That's it. And then you stand in line waiting for tastings. I'm gonna switch over to my compacted smudge brush and deepen this up a little bit. I don't want to use the dark grays. I kind of want to stick with the brown tones. But if you go to a normal Wine Fest and there's a line, you're sitting there for 30, 45 minutes waiting to taste a smidge of wine, and then if you want more of it, you can buy the bottle. So here, what they do is they have these huge, I say huge, they're little like chalet wine bars set up, little like wine venues, and you can pick one, and when you get there, you can purchase the cup that you want and get a glass of wine or a bottle of wine. And that's what my roommate and I did. Okay, you guys, I kind of want to try out one of these shimmers. I'm going to use the shade Burnt. This one's kind of a like champagne shimmer. So they do have a fee. They're going to, like, they charge you $3 for the glass. But if you don't want to keep the glass, the difference is at a Wine Fest in the States, you can leave that glass behind. You don't get anything back for it. Here, if you don't want to keep the glass, they refund you the money that you purchased it for. And then same thing with the bottles. So each time we bought a bottle, and then we also bought bottles of water so we could stay hydrated and be responsible. Well, we drank our bottle at the little wine chalet that we were at, and when we were done, we returned both of our glasses, both of our water bottles, and the wine bottle that we had. And for each of those, they return money. So it ends up being about 12 euros, depending on how many bottles or glasses you have. So originally we'll spend 40 euro to get bottle of wine, 2 glasses of water, and 2 glasses to drink from. And then when we return the bottles and glasses, we get 12 back. So it works out pretty good. And then they had 3 stages for live music, and last weekend when we went, there was different music than what we went to yesterday. And yesterday there was Irish dancing and we wanted to see that and just have a good time, and we just hung out. All right, you guys, this is where my eye is at so far. I'm not going too heavy right now. I always have to build it up after I do my foundation because I don't have primer, foundation, contour, blush, or concealer. I'm going to do those off camera and then I'll be back because I do have the powder bronzer and the highlighter as well as some other items. Okay, you guys, base products are done with the exception of bronzer and blush, only because I was using a powder bronzer. I wanted to also use a powder blush. So they only had 2 shades of the bronzer, and the other one was like very, I don't know, warm toned. So I was just kind of like, I don't know if that's going to be the right shade. I don't want to go too heavy because, so like right now I have no self tanner on. It's been about a week and it's kind of just faded out. Tonight I plan on self tanning before I go to bed and then do what I need to do. But I picked up the Douglas Big Bronzer Matte Bronzing Powder, face and body, in the shade Honey Sand. This thing is it's the size of my face. And that's what that looks like. So I was kind of like, okay, well, I could get this, and on my lighter shade days, I could use this. I figured we'd at least finish off the face before I go ahead and finish off the eyes. I just kind of want to dive in and see. It may be too light. And that's what I get for not wanting something like super warm, because it's just not what I was feeling. Okay, it's coming along. So it is buildable. And I did contour because I use cream contour, but I didn't go super heavy because I'm pretty pale right now. But my foundation range is from like just fake tan to light and faded. Okay, so we're getting kind of like a sun-kissed glow right now. So if you are on the fairer side, like this would be a good bronzer for you. There is a Sephora here in Germany. I just haven't ventured out and tried it yet. I know you guys have asked me to like take you along with me when I go shopping. I've been trying to get my bearings before I go and like vlog some adventures. But I did take pictures from Wine Fest, and we found a sushi go around that has like a sushi moat with boats in it. I took a little video clip of it. So if you follow me on Instagram, some of those videos and photos will be up there. I've been really bad about posting content because I've just been at work, and then when I go out, I just want to be in the moment and enjoy the opportunity and the time. Also, I did not have Wi-Fi when I first got here, so all of my data on my phone went to like downloading stuff and watching TV and like texting Luke. So I have been on like a lower bandwidth of data. We did finally get Wi-Fi set up, so I have to wait till the next cycle for me to like have better data when I'm out and about. I am gonna hurry up and do my blush so I can go into my highlighter as well. I'm just using my RMS Bohemian Girl because it's one of my lighter shades that I have as far as blush is concerned. But I wore this to work today because it's just a really pale peachy shade and I really like it. I think it's pale enough that it's going to complement this bronzer right here. Okay, before we do highlighter, let's go ahead and finish off the eye look. And I think we're going to keep it fairly neutral. I don't know that I want to go back into the shade Sahara, but I'm going to go into the shade Rock. This one I'm going to pick up on my little tiny compacted smudge brush. And we're just going to place it underneath and start blending it out. I'm also going to pick up my larger compacted smudge brush. Okay, I have the I have the highlighting powder in Radiant Bronze. And it's confusing because I was like, Radiant Bronze? That's the name of it? This does not give me bronze vibes. It gives me like champagne gold. Alright, let's go ahead and pop it in the inner corner, brow bone, and the cheeks. So that was the other thing. Some things had testers and some things didn't. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go on faith and try some things. I mean, it's worth it. I'm in a different country. I'm in a different store. Like, let's try the things. I mean, it's good for work because it's kind of subdued down. It's not something I'd wear on the weekends. It's just it's not what I'm used to. It's buildable, but it's not blinding. Do I need a blinding highlighter? Probably not. I've got plenty. But it's just preference, right? I do like that it's buildable though. Okay. It's good. I don't know that it's my favorite, but it's good. Now, part of me was like, did I pick up a brow product? And I don't think I did. I have my waterproof eyeliner for the waterline, and then I have my cat eyes liquid liner, but I don't think I picked up a brow product. But I can do my liner and then we'll do brows after, which is weird for me, but it'll do. They did have quite a few liners. They had tons of deep shades, but I didn't see a nude for the waterline, and I was like, you know what, it's fine. I prefer a black waterline. Not everyone does, but it's preference. This is some heavy duty plastic, like it just does not want to come off. Sometimes if you twist it, it'll just help, and then you can get the excess off. All right, so I have the Intensity Eye Pencil Waterproof, and it doesn't say a shade. This is shade on the lid. It's just black. Oh, that's smooth. It goes on so nice. Be careful, it'll kind of smudge, and I made a mistake. Oh, that glides on like butter. Oh, I'm interested to see how long this lasts. If it lasts for a long time, then I might pick up a couple more of these. These are really nice. It went on so easily. Sometimes if it's too dry and it tugs the waterline, it's just not comfortable. This is comfortable. So even though I'm off work, I'm still getting text messages about work. The work never stops. But I have been enjoying it. Oh no, I'm making messes here. The packages like really do not want to come off. Okay, good thing I have a makeup wipe. All right, so this is the Cat Eyes High Precision and Long Lasting Eyeliner. As a very fine tip, and it's kind of a elongated felt tip, which I like because it gives a more precise angle and point. There were 4 or 5 different varieties of liquid liner and tips, which I appreciate because not everyone likes a very fine tip. Some people like a little bit chunkier. All right, so let's see what we can do. You guys, I'm still figuring out my rhythm to my table because I don't have all the things I'm used to. So everything's a little more disheveled than it normally is. But I'm gonna grab my little, I say grab my Ricky mirror, but it's awkward. So the felt is a little bit dry. It's also not a bad thing because if it's too liquidy, you could make a disastrous mess. It did go on very nicely. Really nice. Okay. Like I said, I still gotta do my brows, so it's kind of looking a little crazy right now. I do have a mascara and I kind of want to use this before I go ahead, jump off, do my brows, and then come back for lips. Okay, so this is the Fake It Baby False Lashes Mascara, 12-hour long lasting. So the wand kind of is reminiscent of like the L'Oreal, I just used it. Is it the Lash Paradise that I'm thinking of? Kind of similar. Oh, I know what it is. It's the Stila Huge, Huge Extreme Lash. Oh yeah, their brushes are very, very similar. It's funny because you'll get similar brush styles in mascaras that are supposed to be very similar. All right, so let's go ahead and try this one out. This is supposed to give me falsy-like lashes. I mean, it is pulling the lashes apart-ish. I don't know that they're super dramatic, but it did pull all my lashes apart. It is also one coat. Let's try one more. I don't know. I mean, it's nice. I don't know that there's anything like special about it. I think I like my Huda Beauty One Coat Wow more. Like those make you look like you have false lashes on. All right, let's go ahead and do this side. Now that this side is dried, I kind of want to do a third coat. Do I think I need a third coat? No, I don't usually do a third, but I mean, it couldn't hurt, right? I think the third coat, once it dried even more, is helping. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this one dry and then I will add a third coat. While we're waiting for that, I'm gonna go and do my brows. I'll be back because I do have the lip product to try. Okay, you guys, I grabbed one of their lip products. They had quite a few. I didn't want to pick up a lip plumper. I've been using those quite a bit, but they had the Smart Shine Lipstick Shine and Care. This one didn't have a tester to kind of get a shade match. This is Enigmatic Beige, and it kind of looks like a pinky nude, so I figured I would try that out. I mean, it's kind of like a peachy pinky shade. And then I grabbed my Makeup Forever Wearable Walnut lip liner. It's a little bit darker, which could be a really nice ombre effect, so I figured, you know, why not? Alright, so I filled it in quite a bit. I always have an issue with like one or the other, like looking a little flat. And I'm still not to the point in my life where I'm like, let's get lip filler. It's not my vibe. Because I do have pretty like big lips, not full lips, but I'm not there yet. Maybe one day. Alright, so going in with Enigmatic Beige. It is very creamy. I do like this darker lip line underneath, only because this shade is a little more pale than I was thinking, but it gives depth with that lip liner. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. You're gonna have to let me know your thoughts. If you're in Europe and you've tried Douglas, let me know what are your favorite products there. What things should I try out? Do you like their makeup line? Let's have that conversation. For those of you that don't know what Douglas is, do you like how the makeup turned out? I personally, okay, so the bronzer, when I'm lighter, I feel like it'll be a good shade. It is on the paler side, which I knew that when I purchased it. The warmer shade just wasn't what I was looking for. Even when I swatched it, it didn't look right. When I swatched it on the back of my hand, I was like, ooh, that may be too warm. But there were only 2 shades, like I said. The liners, I do like the waterline liner. I'm interested to see how long it lasts. I do have a meeting to go to here in about 30 minutes, so I'll at least have my makeup on for at least the next 3-ish hours. I did work today. I got off around 5 o'clock, so it's a little bit later in the evening. Gotta take care of some things today still before I can go to sleep, so I'll have time to wear test it and see how I like it. The highlighter, I don't think is my favorite. It's neutral. I could definitely wear it to work. I think I have more shine in my RMS blush than I do in the highlight. It's buildable because I can see it like right here, but I don't know. The mascara is okay. I have mascaras that have made my lashes look like extreme falsies and are so dramatic. This is a good everyday mascara for me when it comes to being in uniform. I can definitely take care of that with those. Now, the eyeshadow palette. The Desert Nudes from Douglas. So like this half of the palette is all very pale. Sahara did pop up and I can see it in the crease, and then Rock is this dark, or I say dark brown, it's just a brown shade. It's not super dark, it's not intense. I don't hate it. I do like how my makeup looks right now. I think I could wear this to work on a daily and I'd be okay with that. I do also think that the shade Stayed Golden, which is right here, I would also get some good wear out of it. Now, Dusty Pink would be like when I want to zhuzh up my makeup after work and give like that little pop of pink or whatnot. I could go and mix it in with the shade Burnt, which I have on right now, and I love this. It's just kind of, it was something that I had to build to get this intensity. So I patted it on, I assessed, I patted it on again, and I was like, oh, okay, one more time. Whereas I have other palettes that I brought with me, their formulas are so buttery smooth and creamy and easy to pick up that I swipe barely and it just pats on and I'm good to go. So with this, I'm afraid with as much as I like have to go into the shades, I might hit pan pretty quickly on the shimmer shades. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. And half the palette is just too pale for my skin. Let me know your thoughts. I'm interested to know what you have to say, especially if you've tried it. If you're in Europe and you've tried Douglas, or maybe you traveled here and picked something up, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm excited to be back and do makeup tutorials with you guys. I will try and remember my camera more frequently when I go out and adventure and take you guys along for the adventure with me. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.